Hi, I'm Alex, welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. So in today's video we're going to be talking about the news that every LCA shareholder has been waiting for and the news that probably every bear never wanted to hear. However, we have a merger date. Now, post-trading hours today, LCA filed its Def M14A filing with the SEC announcing the vote date for the merger. Now that date is the 18th of December. That's the date where all shareholders will vote on whether or not to approve the deal and whether we see the merger complete and the ticker change to GNOG. Now, whether you're an investor in this stock for the short term or the long term, this video we're going to cover a couple of the key things that we need to know about the company now and what it means for us. So you don't want to miss that. I know a lot of the videos on this channel recently have been Golden Nugget Online Gaming related. I'm sorry for that if you're not interested in this company. However, I do have a couple of really exciting videos coming on new SPACs, which I haven't seen anyone else really talk about, and which, like Golden Nugget when I first started covering on this channel, represents a much better entry point. So if you're interested in hearing more about those, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button if you're not already. And hey, given we've been waiting for this news for so long, why not celebrate by smashing that like button? As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only, but let's get straight into it. So the news today of the merger vote date being confirmed is just the icing on the cake, really. The last couple of weeks have had loads of great news for Golden Nugget Online Gaming, and ultimately this is really positive. A lot of bears were criticising the SPAC and questioning whether the merger ever would actually happen. If you've been following LCA on this channel for a while, you know I've always been confident about this, but suggested the timeline may slip. The vote is in before the end of the year, so they've delivered on that. So now that we have this date, the main question on everyone's mind is, probably rightly so, what's going to happen to the price now? So I think it's fair to expect an increase in the share price up until the merger vote date. But then the big question, will it dip post-merger as we've seen in some other SPACs this year, or will it continue to rise? If you're just a short-term investor in LCA, well, now that's clear, you have your catalyst to trade out and hopefully make good returns. The question then comes to long-term shareholders and what the long-term prospects for the share price are. I sit more in the long-term camp here, and so if it does dip in share price post-merger, I'm actually not too concerned. In my previous video, I have outlined mitigants against why I think this perhaps may not decrease in share price in the same way that some other SPACs have. To reel those off very quickly, a shareholder base that has a greater proportion of institutional investors than many other SPACs, and continued flow of good news throughout the period. One example of this is the recent news earlier this week from Michigan, that they're now allowing online casino gaming, and that, all going well, operators should be able to start operating within the next month. We know how important those new markets are to Golden Nugget Online Gaming achieving its growth strategy, so that's really positive news. If you saw my previous video where I talked about the potential share price, I suggested that with those markets alone, and being able to be rated in line with its peers, a $65 share price is not out of the question. And as we look into the longer term potential for Golden Nugget Online Gaming, what we can see is the greater potential for even more states to legalise and permit online gaming. That's a great opportunity to drive further growth, increase their market share, and ultimately increase the stock price. I do have a video I'm working on still that I'll release soon that actually looks into the potential share price if Golden Nugget Online Gaming was to establish a presence in all the markets where currently sports betting is allowed. And the potential share price that analysis implies is crazy. And yes, obviously it does depend on those markets which currently do regulate and permit sports betting to then also permit and regulate online casino gaming, but that's potentially reality. A lot of states and municipalities are in difficult financial positions at the moment. By regulating and allowing online casino gaming and sports betting, those states can generate massive new streams of tax income. They then don't have to make the difficult political decision of increasing tax rates on existing taxes. It almost seems a no-brainer, and it's really exciting for the long-term strategy for Golden Nugget Online Gaming. So personally, next steps for me are to see how the market digests this news. My expectation is that it'll be pretty positive, and ultimately see what happens up to the merger vote date. Now, given the shareholding structure and how the votes are concentrated, I really don't think there's any question that this vote will not be approved. So that's why I'm pretty confident at this point in time. What's more as well, in a previous video on Golden Nugget Online Gaming, we did mention the economic rationale why the transaction makes sense. That being that the sum of the parts, the valuation of Golden Nugget Online Gaming, the valuation of the existing retail business, is less when they're together than when it's separated. Now that probably makes very little sense when I explain it like that, but check out the video and I explain it in more detail. However, yesterday on the 1st of December, we did see rumours circulating online that Tilman Fertitta was considering listing the rest of his business separately. So look, thank you so much for watching. Great news to everyone who's stuck with LCA and had the patience. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I find it so interesting hearing what everyone has to say, hearing everyone's perspectives, and there's always some interesting discussions with some really interesting perspectives, so definitely get involved. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.